we've been blessed and by having two feasts, yesterday and the day before, St Mary Magdalene and St Bridget. But the cost of those feasts is we haven't had a flow of the Gospel of Matthew. So we've missed out the first two parts of this parable of the sower. And of course, you all know the sower, the parable of the sower, how the kingdom of heaven's likened to a seed that's put onto sowed, and some of it falls onto the side of the path, some of it has shallow roots and is dried up very quickly, and others are choked, and then the last one on good soil and produces good fruit. So that was the first part, there was a second part, and now this is the third part where Jesus explains this parable. And I think sometimes we can get have the thought that actually we are one or the other. I'm the seed that fell on the side. You know, I'm on the edge of the path, or I'm the one who doesn't have the strong roots or the deep roots, or I'm the one who is being choked, or I'm the one who's in the good soil. You know, that's me. And we kind of think that maybe we're one of those, but not the other. But the reality is we can be in any one of those places, and we are not fixed in those places. The point that Jesus is making is we want to be in the good soil, but we have to actually do something to produce the good fruit. You know, the fruit that's, you know, on the side of the path, the person, a lot of it here has to do with understanding, knowing what our faith is about. And often we have little understanding. Maybe I'm sure you will you've had the same experience as I have, speaking to somebody, and somehow faith comes into it, and you see as you're talking to them, it's just like blank. You talk things of faith, and there's absolutely zero understanding, zero feedback. They just don't get it. It's like you're an alien speaking an alien language about an alien concept. And there's no point in continuing. The seed will be sown, but it's just not going anywhere. The one on the patches of rock, however, you know, the root is not big. It says any persecution or trial on account of the word, and they fall away. Well, what we're going through just now, is that not a kind of a trial that we're going through? This is a trial. As Christians, we're being put through a trial. We've had 4 months of trial in our faith. And I'm wondering, when this is over, how many will have fallen away? How many, because their roots have not been deep, how many will have abandoned the faith? Through lack of understanding. Why does the church teach this? Why do we believe this? Why do we do this? Going to Mass is good, but knowing why we go to Mass and what is it we experience and the depth of our faith, if we have little understanding, that's little roots. And some small push can make the tree with no roots fall over. And so it's really important for us to deepen those roots. And so we've got to be asking ourselves, what am I doing to deepen those roots? You know, in seminary, the professors, I've told you this before, I'm sure, the seminaries and the professors in seminary, what amazed me was they were continuously reading. These guys were professors of theology. They're like mega minds. But they were continually reading. They were continually digging deep, making the soil deeper so that they could plant their roots even deeper. They did not stop. And so none of us can say, I know enough. You know, they don't believe they know enough. They continue reading. They continue learning more. And so we cannot take it for granted that, yeah, I know it. I got it covered. Because the likelihood is, the probability is, probably the fact is, we don't. So there's that. And then I'm sure all of us, and I include myself definitely here, can experience that being choked by the world, choked by the worries and anxieties. For me, the worries and anxieties of this world, stuff to do with the parish, that can just, especially this time when there's change, and all of a sudden we have to change everything and organize a whole new sort of rotas and volunteers. That just, just becomes, life can be very stressed. But there's also the riches of the world. And so there's a need for me, and there's a need for all of us to continually work on the weeding, cutting out the weeds, cutting out the thorns. That is a never-ending job. Again, like deepening the roots, we can never say, yeah, got it covered, all done, all good here. Never, never. That, if any of you are gardeners, you know what it's like in the garden. You can never say, I've done the garden, I don't have to touch it again. Unless, of course, you've just gravelled it over and it's dead. If there's life, we've got to keep working at it. If we want life, we've got to keep working at it. So let's not give up. We've experienced the hardship, a kind of, what's the phrase they used here again? Trial. We've experienced the trial on account of the word. We've experienced, and we continue to experience, the thorns. And so we need to continue to dig, deepen those roots, grow in understanding, and clear the ground so that the soil that we're planted in is good soil and we can produce fruit in abundance.